Every year it's the same ritual. A cake appears. The lights go dim. A circle of faces gathers, illuminated by the flickering glow of tiny wax pillars. For 60 seconds, you are the center of the universe. But why is it that the louder the celebration gets, the quieter we feel inside? Why does that moment, when the candles are blown out and the room goes dark, feel less like a triumph and more like a loss? We've been told birthdays are for us, but we've reached a point where we're no longer celebrating a life, we're performing one. Today we're peeling back the wrapping paper. We're going back to a time when a birthday wasn't a social media event, but a spiritual battleground. We're going to find out what we lost and how to get it back. The ancient truth. To understand why birthdays feel off today, we have to look at what they used to be. For most of human history, a birthday wasn't a party. In many ancient cultures, they were viewed with a mix of reverence and fear. Think about it. In a world without modern medicine, reaching another year wasn't a given. It was a miracle. But it was also a moment of extreme vulnerability. The Greeks believed that everyone had a protective spirit, a Daimon, that attended their birth and watched over them. On your birthday, the veil between this world and the next was thought to be thin. You were standing on a threshold. The candles were not there for a wish. They were a light in the darkness. They were a form of protection. The circle of family and friends was not there to watch you open gifts. They formed a literal human barrier, a circle of presence meant to ward off the shadows and bad luck as you transition from one year of existence to the next. Especially for children and toddlers, this was not about the cake. It was a communal shield. There was a sense of weight, a sense of, we are glad you are still here, and we will protect your spirit for another year. The shift from reflection to performance. So what happened? How did a sacred protective ritual turn into a birthday month and a $500 brunch? Slowly, the focus shifted from the internal to the external. As society became more secular and more visible, the circle of presence became the circle of attention. We see it most clearly with children today. We've replaced the blessing with the real. In many traditions, the birthday was the day the elders would lay hands on the child. A priest, a leader, or a grandparent would offer a specific prayer for the year ahead. It was a moment of grounding. Now, in many homes, that spiritual connection is totally absent. The church is not invited. The elders are in the background. The only hymn we sing is a copyrighted jingle about a happy birthday. We've traded the soul of the day for the aesthetic of the day. And the cost of that trade is a deep, nagging sense of loneliness. The cost of being seen but not known. This is the birthday paradox. You are surrounded by more wishes than ever before, digital notifications, HBD texts from people you have not spoken to in years, social media tags, yet you've never felt more invisible. Why? Because today, birthdays are a measurement of social capital. How many people posted about me? Does my life look like it's worth celebrating? When the celebration becomes about capturing the moment, we lose the ability to live the moment. You are not experiencing your life. You are documenting a character called you. We are celebrated, but we are not seen. We are the center of the party, but we feel like an outsider looking in. Because the meaning of a birthday is not found in the noise. It is found in the quiet realization that another 365 days of your limited life have vanished and you are still standing. Reclaiming the meaning. So how do we fix this? How do we reclaim the lost meaning? It starts by choosing presence over performance. What if on your next birthday, you did the unthinkable? What if you did not post it? What if you invited 5 people who actually know your heart instead of 50 people who just know your face? What if you brought back the blessing? Ask an elder for advice, spend 30 minutes in silence, reflecting on the person you were a year ago versus the person you are now. A birthday is a reset. It is a moment of honesty. It is a space to acknowledge that time is a river and it only flows in one direction. It is not a day to be special to the world. It is a day to be real to yourself. Closing. The meaning of birthdays did not disappear. It is just buried under the noise of a world that wants you to perform. The candles are still there. The light is still there. The protection of those who love you is still there. You just have to be quiet enough to feel it. This year, do not just have a birthday, have a moment of meaning, because you do not get this year back. Make sure you are actually there to live it. This is the lost meaning of birthdays, and we reclaim it when we choose presence over performance.